Welcome to Head Kick Audio. I've got the pleasure of speaking with Peter Caballero, who's going to be fighting over at Fury 47 in Texas. He's going to be taking on Casey Jones at Bantamweight. He's 7-4 overall. Really looking forward to see this man compete. And man, I just have so many questions. But first, let's talk about the fight. You're fighting Casey Jones, who recently fought in a trilogy. Not many people know that a trilogy with Mana Martinez, who has since moved on to the UFC. Okay, he was the former Fury champion at Bantamweight. Casey Jones fought him 3 times and lost all 3 times. I believe this last one, though, was on short notice, if I'm not mistaken. But you're taking on Jones. So what does Jones do well that we got to keep an eye on?
He's really good at getting guys to the ground and kind of playing his game. I've noticed that he likes taking the back a lot, and he usually finishes it when he gets it. Really efficient. He doesn't waste too much time. As soon as he sees that back, he's on you like a backpack. So, that's just, one of the things that he does very well. Closes the distance, and like I said, he just gets you to play his game. As opposed to being a striker or staying on the outside, he gets you to kind of grapple with him a bit. And, people sleep on his jiu-jitsu, but, I've seen it. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I'm a big fan. Because I'm a big – I like the back take myself, and the way that he snatches it up, and as soon as he gets you, he's on you, and that's it. And these guys just can't seem to figure out how to get him off. And by the time I know it, they're tapping. So, got to be aware of that back take. Just playing my game, keeping my distance. And then if it does, or when it goes to the ground, just do me. I'm not too bad on the ground myself, so I'm ready for anything and everything.
This is true. You've got some submissions on your record, which will complement this fight very well. 2 guys being very skilled on the ground usually makes for a firefight. Usually makes for a stand-up fight.
Yes, but, it does.
I'm not opposed to a ground battle either. Some of the best fights that I can remember, which my favorite fight of all time was, I'm going to do it again. Okay, so we'll skip that because I can't fucking remember the fighter who won, oddly enough. And I was hoping that he would win the fight. He fought Paul Harris on a UFC fight night, like in 2012. He has that big, ugly fucking like Elvis.
He was a Rufus Sport guy.
Yeah.
Man, what's his name? Shit, I can't remember his name. But yeah, I train at Rufus Sport, so that's one of their guys. I think he's in Louisiana or Mississippi, something like that. He's down south now, just doing the whole coaching thing. Damn, I can't remember his name either. Shit. Now I'm trying to face. I got the tip of my tongue. I couldn't tell you.
Same here. It'll come to us.
For sure.
But like I said, I don't mind when fights go to the ground because, like I said, some of the most exciting fights that are strictly ground fighting when both guys are good are some of the best fights you could ever see. Now, let's talk about just the history in the last couple of years that you've been fighting. Okay, so you fought for multiple organizations. Right now, home is Fury FC. Okay, and you've had 3 fights booked since your last fight, which was the win over Justin Garnail over at Combate 49. It was a split decision win, but a win nonetheless. As long as the 3 guys watching the fight, as long as 2 or 3 of them say you won the fight, then you won. And there's really nothing anybody can do about it. They could talk shit on the internet, but, I'd like to see them talk it to your face. I can't wait till I see that one of these days. I can't.
Oh, man. That's because I'm usually pretty calm and a nice guy, but I've never had someone actually do that, so I can only imagine what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, keyboard warriors never will, so you don't have to worry about that.
They're undefeated until the day they die. Shit.
All right, so you've had fights booked with the former champ twice.
Yep.
Okay, and you had a big fight booked with Brandon Davis, a UFC veteran. Mm-hmm. Okay, now how frustrating was that before you got this booking against Casey Jones, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you beat the guy who last fight fought for the title, your next fight should be the title, right?
Well, I mean, there's talk of that. Yes, there is. I mean, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. You got to stay tuned. But that's what we're looking at right now. So yeah, get this guy. Not looking past Casey, obviously, but getting the job done like I plan to. And then where's that 35 strap at?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So before the Jones fight, was it frustrating having these really big fights? I mean, Mana's a badass. Okay, let's just be real. Okay, that guy is an excellent striker. He's not as good on the ground as he is on his feet because the guy is a tactician. But you had two fights fall through with that guy, and then a big name, a UFC veteran like Brandon Davis's, hits your table, and that one gets scrapped as well. So was that frustrating at all?
Oh, 100%, 100% sure. And it was actually 3 times I was supposed to fight Mana. Yeah. The first time we made it all the way to the weigh-ins. We weighed in and then we woke up the next day and literally got canceled because COVID. And yeah, exactly. Like we were ready, like everything was good. Fight day, and then my coach tells me, "Hey, the fight's canceled." I said, "Ha, real funny." Sure enough, I looked at my emails. All the fights are canceled. This was in February.
Uh, no, I don't know if that was the same fight. Was it the one that Yanez was supposed to fight on?
Yes, Giannis was to fight on that one also. He was
Yeah, I
fighting.
remember.
I think his name is Torres or something like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that
So
fight getting canceled and seeing that video of Giannis telling everybody, I could give you your money back for your tickets. Man, he just looks so sad. See,
yeah,
I've never had a fight canceled on me. I don't fight anymore, but I've never had to deal with the cancellation. I've had to deal with the three different opponents the day of, but you know, I always got to make it to the cage. So as a fighter who's currently fighting and getting ready for the biggest fight of his life, like how does that make you feel when something like that happens? Because in this sport, it's going to.
yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. I mean, it was literally out of my hands. Like I showed up and we both made weight. We were ready to scrap, and just COVID happened, and at that, I mean, everything got shut down. There was literally nothing we can do about it. It was just taken out of our hands. Super disappointing because every time that I was scheduled to fight Mana, like I was ready. That was a fight I was really looking forward to. Like I'm a big fan. That guy has some power in his hands. He's confident. He comes forward. I mean, he doesn't just go forward. He can move backwards also and punch. He's not bad. You know what I mean? And so I was like, oh hell yeah, me and this dude are gonna scrap. Like it's going down. Hell yeah. And then just having and then knowing that this guy was on the UFC radar and just gave me the more fuel. Like I'm just gonna take all this hype. I'm taking it all after I win. And it just wasn't meant to be. God had other plans, and I'm okay with that because I'm right where I'm supposed to be. It just makes me hungry. Like I haven't fought in over a year, and that I can't even remember the last time that's happened. I've always been super active. 2, 3 times a year I'm fighting, and since COVID and all this, I haven't fought in over a year. So and I'm chomping at the bit to get back in there. I'm chomping at the bit.
I don't blame you. Even dating back all the way to your amateur days, you were extremely active. So
Mm-hmm.
I can understand the disappointment of cancellations, not fighting in over a year. I mean, that would be like me not sleeping in over a year. Can you imagine how fucking pissed off I would be?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like, oh, you got to fight. Oh, it's canceled. Like, oh shit. Well, all right. It's a little discouraging, but it's gonna happen. I just didn't think it was gonna happen 3, 4 times in a row, but it is what it is. We're here now. We're a week away. I'm ready to go. So, oh, I can't wait.
Me either, man. Me either. Now, I spoke to Lavelle and Evans, who I believe are competing on the same card as well. via your management team, which is who helped set this up. So Top Shelf and Chris Lopez, thank you for hooking me up with some top talent for sure. But I have to commentate that night for an organization that I work for. So I won't be able to catch the fights live, but as I told the other guys, I'll just go ahead and shoot a congratulations on the big W. Okay, before I go ahead and head on home, because my fighters are winners. Okay, my fighters are winners, and you come on my show, you're my fighter. So we looking forward to Fury 47. It's gonna be it's a stacked card. It's a stack.
Hell yeah. Top to bottom, you like this is a fight night that you want to stick around through the whole thing. From the prelims or what to the middle to the main card, it's all good. And all of us Texas guys are anxious to get in there, so we're bringing it.
Yeah, hell yeah. And see, that's the thing that a lot of people are kind of sleeping on, right? It's coming more to light with guys like Giannis and Derek Lewis repping Houston. People are starting to take notice that it's a hotbed for MMA right now, and a lot of fighters coming out of Texas, they're very fucking skilled. You don't have to be from California, Florida, or New York to be a great fighter. You can come from anywhere, and Texas is really popping off right now.
Hell yeah, it is. Like we have so much talent, and like none of it, like you hear a Texas fighter, he's ready to fight. They notice, week whatever it is, you call, we coming. That's it. So we're both from Texas, but I'm proud to say that I'm a Texas fighter. We bringing that rodeo, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, and excitement is something that Houston fighters Texas fighters are just accustomed to. Just being an exciting fighter. It's in your blood. It's in your DNA. It's not something you can really get away from. I really haven't, seen too many guys from Texas, laying egg. I mean, okay, the Ngannou Lewis fight sucked dick. Okay, let's not around the bush. That fight sucked. But there was extenuating circumstances. Derek wasn't 100%, and Ngannou was just terrified. So, I mean, it can happen, but usually it doesn't. And when you have promotions like Fury and LFA before they were Legacy, you just have all these promotions out of Texas that are putting on really, really high quality events. Worthy of rivaling your Bellators, your PFLs, or your UFCs. You know what I mean? So you could have a fight night at a UFC and the card could be, less appealing than a Fury card, because this card is ridiculous.
Sure is. Like we're just bringing the fight. And the fact that we haven't been able to fight just lights the fire under our ass even more. So, like, we're all anxious to get in there. We all want to make a name for ourselves. We all want to make it to the UFC, Bellator, PFL, whatever it may be. So we're all wanting it. And when you get, fighters that are like that aren't trying to play it safe, that are trying to put on a show, they're the best nights. And best believe come fucking Sunday, we're going to put on a show. That's for damn sure.
I'm just so bummed that I have to watch it the next day. I'll be busy and I'll be watching some good fights too, because my promotion, they got a pretty stacked card as well. But I'll have to catch the tape delay, unfortunately for me. But I'm sure there's going to be lots of finishes, lots of exciting fights. Fury is bringing a really nice product to the table, and like I said, the athletes that they're pushing are definitely high quality, high caliber type athletes, the guys that go to the UFC. You've got Giannis, Mana, he just went, Little Animal, he had a couple Contender Series fights, So these guys are, coming up through Fury, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a few, you know what I mean? Those are just the three that I can think of right now. But Fury's putting fighters like that into the big organizations.
Yeah.
So that's something that you can, grow to expect from a company like Fury. And, they're becoming one of the bigger regionals that's, becoming a launching pad. This is where, the UFC and Bellator and PFL, that's where they're all looking. They're looking for their next star. And they're looking at organizations like Fury FC.
Hell yeah. I think in the past year and a half, they've sent almost at least one or two of a year. No, scratch that. Like 3 or 4 of their champions. They all got UFC contracts, and they've all been there, whether they're there or not. But still, Fury is putting that work out. You know what I mean? It's not just like some little local scene. It's getting big. It's getting big, and just the opportunity that they're giving us Texas guys to make it to the big show, it makes us work even harder. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Fury is in my opinion, one of the bigger feeders to the UFC. I mean, yeah, Legacy does their thing and all, but Fury's putting people out there, man. Like every other, you see Texas guy from Fury, champion from Fury, contender series, whatever it may be, Fury's putting it out there. So, hey, right now they're running the show. Shit. I'm just more hyped to be on it. Show a little what we can do in Corpus, a smaller city in Texas, but just to show y'all that, hey, we got some of the best talent around also. So I'm pretty hyped on it.
Present company included, sir.
That's right. Hell yeah.
All right. So let me ask you, outside of fighting, right? Because we are both, a little, about a week and a half from our respective fights. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but outside of the training camp, okay, what are some things that you like to do in your spare time?
Like to go hunting. If I'm not training, I'm at the ranch working. I'm out there trying to kill something. I mean, that's if you want to find me on the weekend outside of fight camp, you can find me at the ranch. That's where I'll be. Trying to put an arrow in a deer, pig. I got a Neil guide hunt and a axis deer hunt planned after we get this win, so I'm ready. All that good meat, it's all good. Hell yeah. So if you want to find me somewhere outside of training camp, you can find me at the ranch. That's where you'll find me at.
All right. And how strong is your pull?
Well, I can pull 80 right now.
Okay.
And then that's for reps. That's just not a one shot, one kill. I can pull that for reps. I have a 91 pound Matthews bow on my balling right now. So let me try to get this 85 down, and then we'll move up to the 91. But yeah, about 80.
Yeah, you see, and people be like, 80 pounds? That's nothing. You go fucking pull an 80-pound bow.
Exactly. It's not as easy as it looks, and just because you pull it doesn't mean that you can shoot with it. Yeah. I'm talking about good technique, good smooth draw, because it's different shooting at a target and shooting at an animal that's maybe 10, 15 yards in front of you. Being able to draw it smooth, being able to be stealthy at the same time, and then to put it on the spot where you need to. That's something else. So people can, like they said, people can talk shit all they want, but until they do it, then that's something else.
I tell you what, the first time I did it, I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just trying to fucking pull it. And, I'm already short in stature, and I have these little tiny T-Rex arms. So, I just couldn't fucking do it. And my buddy had to tell me, no, you got to fucking, you know what I mean? There's a whole fucking, way of doing it before you're able to just, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Before you go talking shit, go pick up a bow. Hey, you know what? Do a 50. If you can do a 50, then you know what I mean? You're on your way to an 80. Until then, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, people are gonna talk all they want and be like, or they'll ask, why do you gotta pull such a heavy bow? Because I can, motherfucker. That's why. Nobody asks you how many guns you have. So don't worry about how much I'm pulling. Shit. Tell you, man. But people are gonna talk regardless, but shit. It's all good.
Hell yeah. Okay, so just hunting?
Yeah, hanging out the house here, hanging out with my fiance. I usually drag her to the ranch with me, so Yeah, let me see what else. Man, to be honest, man, not too much. I just like to kick back, relax. When I do have downtime, I do enjoy like to spend it with my family because I don't get to see them much as it is. I don't know how many birthdays, how much parties I've missed because I'm in training or I'm in, I'm on my diet. Like I'm always missing something. So the fact when I do have downtime, I try to hang out with my family as much as possible.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And they understand the journey. This is a very selfish sport. So I'm sure that, when there is downtime and you're able to spend time with them, that they take full advantage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like they're always feeding me or something. So, I might look a little lean, but my family keeps me well fed for sure.
All right. And is the cut to bantamweight an issue at all?
Nope, not at all. Uh, I'm actually a little heavier now this time going into it than I usually am. I guess eating all this deer and hog and got me a little thicker than usual. But as far as like making the weight to bantamweight, not an issue at all. I've never missed weight. I usually come in underweight. Like for example, the when I was gonna fight Mana, I got to weigh-ins, I was weighing 131. Exactly. I was just and I was eating ice chips on the way to weigh-ins. And I get on the scale 131. And I was like, whoa. And I was still thicker than him. He looked worse than I did. I felt bad for him. I was like, man, that guy looked like he's struggling. But nah, the cut to 135 is easy. I mean, it sucks making weight, but it's supposed to suck. It's not supposed to be easy. But I've never had an issue. Same thing with this fight. Not going to be an issue. I'm right on track where I'm supposed to be.
Now, since you don't have any problems making 35, has flyweight ever crossed your mind?
Well, my coach Rudy wanted me to, to make. He was like, "Hey, I mean, in my beginning of my pro career, he was like, man, I'd like to see you at 125 at least, one time to see how it is in the amateurs and see, maybe you can compete at this at the pro level." And I was like, man, you have to cut an arm off or something, man, because I'm a pretty lean dude as it is at 5'10". You know what I mean? I'm pretty lanky, and I'm not exactly a thick guy either. So I mean, so I've come close to it one time, but I fought at a catch weight of 130, and I showed up to weigh-ins at 129, and it was hard. That shit sucked. Yeah, I got the job done, but afterwards I was like, man, never again. Like we're fighting at 35, no more catch weights. I don't need this in my life.
Now, the reason why I ask is because flyweight's my favorite division.
Oh, okay, all right.
Flyweight's my favorite division. Okay.
Yeah.
And second, maybe the opportunity to make it to one of the bigger organizations. I mean, really, Bellator doesn't have a flyweight division, and neither does PFL. But one is a big, flyweight home, and so is the UFC. So maybe the road to, one or UFC would be a little bit quicker. Now, has that
Right.
thought ever crossed your mind, or?
Well, it's never crossed my mind, but if the UFC called me today and say, "Hey, we need you at 125," hey, I'll go. They fly me out to the Performance Institute, and we'll see what we got to do here. Because the Brandon Davis actually, he was a 45 or 55er. He went to the UFC Performance Institute, and they're like, "You can make 135. And here's the way to do it." So I mean, if they say it can be done, let's do it. Whatever, 135, 125, 145, 150, it don't matter. Whatever it takes for me to get to the big show. All you gotta do is ask. That's it. But if one or UFC came calling, for sure I would be like, yeah, what are we doing? Eating salads all day? All right, let's do it.
Yes, yeah. The flyweights, it's probably the division I should have been competing in when I did. So, but it wasn't very relevant. It wasn't a real weight class when I was competing, all those years ago. So, and then just seeing these guys, everything is so fast, everything is so smooth. Like the 35ers are right there, but the flyweights, they're just a little bit quicker. So I really do enjoy the flyweights. Not to say I don't enjoy the bantamweights. I competed at
Oh, for
bantamweight
sure.
myself, and like you, I came in under.
Yep.
So
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, you look at those 125ers like Demetrius Johnson, who else at 125? Henry Cejudo. You see those guys when they're fighting, it looks like they're gliding. They're so fast. And you see the scrambles, they're like whenever Henry got Dimitri on the ground, he was getting back up for the most part, but they're just so fast, so explosive. And I love watching that kind of. It looks like they're on fast forward. You're at the end to check the TV to make sure that it's at the normal setting. They're so fast. And one has so many killers out there that not too many people know about. Those guys are savages. Like the guy that beat Demetrius Johnson. I don't know who he was, but shit, he stopped the champ. Those
which
guys
is
are
something.
amazing.
Yeah, it's funny too because DJ was saying something about that strike shouldn't be illegal, and then that's what catches him. So I mean, the
Yep.
whole thing is, and to see him go down like that, one of the best to ever fucking do it, that was pretty insane. So, and it
Yep.
shows not just him, but guys like Benavidez, guys like Lineker when he was making 25. These guys at 25, at 35, at 45, they can finish. The finishes don't come as frequent, but if you look at the guys that consistently finish fights at flyweight, they're always doing it. It's never, they have to hit that, one shot and walk away, knock off KO. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
have the capability to do it the entire fight. So I
Yep.
don't like how do you want to say it? I don't like the stigma that is these lower weight classes can't finish fights. Get the fuck out. Get
Oh,
the
dude, for sure. Like, look at the UFC champ. He's Brazilian. I can't remember his name. But he's
Davis.
fighting yeah. The way that he hit DJ, jeez, Louise, man, he put I'm sorry, not DJ, Joseph Benavidez. Jeez, he was out. And they're saying that the lower classes don't have power. Bullshit. Like that guy put him to sleep. And I think aside from DJ putting Joseph to sleep, nobody else has done that.
trying to think.
I don't
Yeah,
think
like
so.
that. Not like
Right?
that.
Nah.
Uh,
And that one shot, one kill right there. So the lower weight classes, they finish you submission, knockout, and they have the power through the all 1 to 3 rounds, 1 to 5 rounds, whatever. The power stays there.
For sure. Now, when you make it, we'll just use the UFC because that's what everybody knows, right? And really, as a fighter, that's the ultimate goal. I mean, if Bellator comes calling, if One comes calling, if PFL comes, of course, you're going to answer the call, right? But we'll just use the UFC for this, question right here. If you were to make it to the UFC, who do you hope is champ by the time you meet them?
Ooh, that's a good one. I know TJ is getting back in the running. Shit, man. I don't know, man. It'd be pretty cool to strap it on with TJ. I have a good training partner and coach, Patrick. He trained with him. He said he was fast. He said he was really fast. So, man, I'd love to get it on with TJ. That'd be badass. Or shit, one of my favorite, Dominic Cruz. If he somehow becomes the champ again, that would be amazing to be able to strap it on with Dominic Cruz. Hell yeah. Those are some bad dudes, man. They've been doing it for a hot second too.
Yes, they have. And Dominic Cruz gets a lot of shit for his commentary. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. But as from a fighting standpoint, the dude is phenomenal. The way he breaks down fights is great. So, but PJ, on the other hand, he had that suspension for the steroids and whatnot. So we'll have to see how he bounces back from that. I think Sanhagen's probably gonna get it done. I don't think he's gonna get
Oh,
Hagen.
he's on a tear. The way
So
that he
that's
stopped
just my
Frankie
my
Edgar,
2 cents, right?
fuck.
Yeah.
Yup, hell yeah. And he's a tall, lanky guy too. So that'd be badass. He's good. He's a good dude, man. The way he stopped Frankie with that knee, I didn't. Not in a million years, I would have, banked on that. Crazy.
Nah, Frankie's one of those guys that doesn't ever go away, and he went away quick.
Yup. Frankie's as tough as it comes, and one knee and it was done.
Yeah, that sucks. But like I said, I think really the future of the division, in the immediate future is Sanhagen. I think Sanhagen, whoever he meets after he gets done with TJ Dillashaw, I think if he rematches Aljo, he'll make the adjustments and he'll find a way to beat him. If it's Piotr, then I think he can beat Piotr Jan. But the future, not looking, just ahead, but further on down the line, I think it's guys like Yanez and Costa, even though they're slated to fight, I believe. I think guys like that are going to be the future of the division, and they're going to open a lot of doors for fighters such as yourself to get in there and mix it up, especially coming from the organizations that these guys are coming from. Fighting the way that you guys fight, it's going to open up a lot of doors, and I think that you're going to see a lot more fighters from your area, make it to these bigger shows quicker than originally anticipated.
Yeah, for sure. Like once you start like Giannis has been putting people to sleep. I'm a big fan. And like I actually fought him as an amateur. He beat me. So like I've always been a fan of that guy. That guy's a stud. It's the way that he almost fight like if his style is almost like a Jorge Masvidal. Sort of the way that he stands and how fast he lets his hands go. That dude's a stud. So for sure, like those guys are paving the way for us Texas guys to get in there. Like, hey, these guys got something. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty excited, and I'm pulling for any Texas fighter that's out there making it in the UFC, Bellator, One, wherever. Yeah, I'm rooting for y'all for sure.
Well, that's awesome. And then, of course, my favorite question of the interview ever, just ever. I love this question. So, on Father's Day, on the 20th, when the announcer says Peter Caballero as the winner, what are we having for a victory meal?
Well, that night I'm getting pizza. I don't know where it's from, but I'm getting pizza that night. Ninja Turtles always had pizza. I gotta have pizza. And when I get back, I'm getting some enchiladas with some deer steak that I have saved in the freezer, rice and beans. Yes, yes,
Deer steak enchiladas.
yep. It's
Hmm.
just gonna be like instead of using ground beef, I'm using deer steak. Cut it into little pieces. Lots of cheese, rice and beans, a few tortillas on the side, a big red, and we're good to go. I already got this all planned out. It's ready.
You do. You got this planned out. Now, I just got to figure out how to get my hands on some deer meat because I have to try that. That sounds badass.
Dude, well, send me your address. As soon as we get, I'll send you some axis deer. How's that?
Some what?
Axis deer.
What's that?
An axis deer? You never heard of an axis deer?
No.
It's one of it's an exotic. It has it's brown with like white spots on it. Some of the best meat I've heard ever. And I got that hunt planned for after my fight. I'll send you some. You let me know how it tastes.
Yeah, I'm down.
Hell
You're gonna
yeah.
send me Bambi. Okay.
Oh dude, they all gotta die. All of them are. Yeah, yeah.
Right on. Well, the enchiladas, that's one of my favorite meals for sure. I think it actually surpassed ribs because I used to be a big ribs guy, and
Okay.
a certain ex of mine kind of ruined them for me. She made them dry.
Can't do that, man. You can't be eating no beef jerky.
Yeah. If I wanted beef jerky, I would go get beef jerky.
Exactly. Come on now. You want the ribs that you can pull the bone out. That's the kind of rib that you want.
Now, and my wife, she makes some bomb ass ribs where the bone literally you go like this and it flies out. You know what I'm saying? So she makes some bad, but she also learned how to make enchiladas as close to as my mom makes it as she possibly can, and that for me is enough, right?
Hell yeah. Hell
That for
yeah.
me is enough. So I get down on some enchiladas, and my plate, dude, it's it's a plate.
Eggs. Exactly. I'm gonna have to get a tray. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
get a
Back
tray.
back to elementary school where you have that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pull
That's
that
exactly what we're.
motherfucker
I'm walking out that night weighing 170, 175, easy.
up. Yeah, that'll put me over 200 for sure.
Okay, okay. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm way fatter than you right now, bro. So it's all good. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I like that you had that planned out to a T. Pizza the night of, and then when you get back home, some deer enchiladas, some big red beans, tortillas, rice, all that.
Hell yeah.
Sign me up.
And then some caramel turtle brownies after that.
Ooh, yes.
Yep.
See,
There's
I'm all that.
there's phases to this. There's levels to this. You just can't go like to wherever and get a victory meal. Nah, you gotta have this shit planned out, strategic.
Well, you're a master strategist.
My man.
Master
My
strategist, man.
man.
You got it all
Oof.
figured
Oof.
Yes, yes, sir. All right, man. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Uh, I definitely got to have you on again for sure, for sure. So
Oh,
go
for
get that
sure.
W on the 20th and fatten up, and then we'll talk again. But before I let you go, if you would like to thank any sponsors, training partners, whoever you want, man, go ahead and take the floor.
Yeah, I want to thank Chris Lopez for my manager getting me in touch with you and getting me this exposure. I really appreciate it. The company, the brand that we're representing is something that started with him. You know what I mean? And guys such as myself and Omar, I know it was on your show. He's one of them too. We're out there trying to start this, and just get a lot of good exposure for Chris, because he's done a lot for us, and I for sure appreciate it a lot. I want to thank my coaches, Rudy, Patrick, Professor Leo, Jaime, my strength and conditioning coach Eric. I mean, and then I want to thank Rufus Sport also, Coach Duke, Coach Kush, all those guys up there. That's my second home up there. So when I'm not here training, I'm up there. I want to just thank all my friends and family that are choosing to support me. I don't have a big following. I've never had a big one, but the few people I have, they're all riders. And you know what I mean? They're always been there since day one. And it make me want to fight that much harder.
Fuck yeah. And any sponsors you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Oh damn! Let me see. I can't think on the top of my head. I want to thank Rocks Supplements for giving me some, always keeping me fueled up. I want to thank Royal Home. My guy got me and my wife a home, so I want to thank them. Let me
Yeah.
see who else. Who else was? Oh, I hate that I can't remember this. Real Steel. I want to thank. Want to thank them for sponsoring me. They've been a long time sponsor for a long time. Let me see who else. Thank my brother Emmanuel Sanchez, Bellator top featherweight, for he sponsored me also. So I want to thank him as well. And I hate that I can't think off the top of my head, but I got so many people out there that I want to give thanks to. If I didn't name you, I'm sorry. It's my first podcast, so I got a little nervous. I just want to thank everybody out there that's rooting for me.
No sweat, man. You did great. You did great. And they know who they are. They really do.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, this has been a blast. I truly cannot wait until the next one. Again, Peter Caballero, he's going to be fighting at Fury FC 47. He's going to be taking on Casey Jones. This guy just fought for the title, ladies and gentlemen. And I believe that the winner of this fight could possibly be fighting for the title. I do believe that. So I cannot wait. Again, tape delay, but just check your DMs, night of. You know what I'm saying? Check them DMs. You're going to see a
Hell
little.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So head kick audio fighters, they always win. All right. So you
That's
have yourself
right.
a good rest of the day, and we'll talk soon, my man.
My man. You have a good one yourself.
You too.